The Selfish Giant. Every day, as the school bell chimed its final note, a gaggle of children scampered through the village to a hidden delight, a grand garden tucked behind the walls of a looming castle. This wasn't just any garden. It was the Giant's Garden, a place where laughter mingled with the whispers of nature. The garden was a spectacle of beauty. Lush green grass carpeted the ground, soft as a feather bed. Flowers dotted the expanse like twinkling stars, their colors vibrant and joyous. 12 majestic peach trees stood as proud sentinels, blossoming in the spring with hues of pink and pearl, and offering juicy fruits come fall. Birds perched on their branches, serenading the children with melodies so sweet that even the most boisterous games would pause, the children's ears eager for the symphony. One sunny afternoon, amidst the children's gleeful shouts and the birds' songs, the giant returned. He had spent 7 long years visiting a friend. Deciding it was time to return to his own abode, he was shocked to find his once private haven filled with giggling intruders. "What are you doing here?" the giant bellowed, his voice a mix of thunder and dismay, causing the children to scatter like leaves in a storm. "My garden is my own," the giant declared, a frown creasing his broad face, "and I'll share it with no one." True to his word, he built a towering wall and hung a sign that read, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." The giant, oh, he was as selfish as they come. With no garden to play in, the children's laughter faded. They tried to play on the dusty, stone-strewn road, but it was no match for the soft embrace of the garden's grass. They would often wander near the daunting wall, reminiscing about the joyful days spent under the peach trees, their voices tinged with sorrow. "How happy we were there," they sighed to each other. Then came spring, painting the world with blossoms and bird songs everywhere, except the giant's garden. Here, winter clung with icy fingers. No birds sang, and the trees forgot to bloom. On a rare occasion, a brave flower might peek from the frosty soil, only to retreat in sadness upon seeing the stark warning sign. The giant, from his window, watched as his garden remained shrouded in snow and frost, never understanding why spring refused to visit. He failed to see that it was his own cold heart that kept the warmth away. Years passed, and one magical morning, music drifted into the giant's chamber. Sweeter than any he had heard before, it pulled him to the window. It wasn't a grand orchestra, but a single linnet, whose song heralded the return of spring. Peering outside, the giant witnessed a miracle. Through a crack in the wall, the children had returned, their laughter blooming with the flowers. Every tree, delighted by their presence, burst into vibrant colors. All but one corner of the garden remained in winter's grip, where a small boy wept under a frost-covered tree, unable to climb. Seeing this, the giant's heart melted. "How selfish I have been," he lamented. In a moment of newfound kindness, he decided to destroy the wall and dedicate his garden to the children forever. As he approached them, the children, startled, fled, but not the little boy, who couldn't see through his tears. The giant gently lifted him, placing him in the tree, which blossomed instantly. From that day forward, the garden was a cacophony of joy, with the children and the giant playing until the stars twinkled in the sky. Though the giant grew old and could no longer play, he loved watching the children, considering them the most precious flowers of all. One frosty morning, as old age whispered to him of his impending end, the giant saw a vision. The little boy, surrounded by a glow of white blossoms. With joyous tears, the giant approached, only to notice the stigmata of love on the boy's palms and feet. "Who hath dared to wound me?" the giant cried, ready to defend his beloved friend. "Nay," the boy replied, "these are the wounds of love." The air thickened with sacredness as the giant knelt, realizing the boy was more than a child. He was a heavenly being, inviting the giant to a celestial garden beyond. And so, under the blossom-covered tree, the giant took his last breath, a smile on his lips, surrounded by the beauty of a garden that had taught him love, at last. This adaptation is based on the short story by Oscar Wilde. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing to the channel for more updates and stories like this.